Corporation.
(6:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala, read by Soundi Thavam. The 10th Discussion with Village program will be held at Mimure in the Kandy district today. $50 million has been set aside to import COVID-19 vaccines. The National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol says that vaccinating those who consume alcohol and smoke cigarettes against COVID-19 is a waste of money and resources. Sri Lanka's confirmed COVID-19 infections count crosses the 74,000 mark. The Indian government sees long-term growth in the relationship with Sri Lanka. In world news, 15 arrested in South Africa over Nelson Mandela funeral fraud. And in sports, 28 players passed the Sri Lanka cricket fitness test and 4 failed. The 10th Discussion with Village program will be held at Mimure in the Kandy district today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, several ministers and government officials are scheduled to participate in this program. Divisional Secretary of Ududumbara, Sujata Wijetunga, said that people in the area are keen on this program and they are also keen to bring their problems to the President. The Health Ministry has set aside $50 million to import 9 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccines. Measures are being taken to import the vaccine soon. This will be imported under proper procedures. Sri Lanka's confirmed COVID-19 infections count crossed the 74,000 mark yesterday. 936 persons were tested positive for the virus yesterday. Following the new development, the total COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country has soared to 74,056. Reportedly, 932 of them have been identified as close contacts of earlier cases linked to the Paliagoda cluster. 4 others were confirmed from the prison cluster. The remaining 4 are arrivals from the United Arab Emirates. In the meantime, 6,693 active cases are still under medical care at multiple hospitals and treatment centres. The death toll due to the virus outbreak, meanwhile, stands at 384. The chairman of the National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol, Dr. Samadhi Rajapaksa, says that inoculating those who consume alcohol and smoke cigarettes against COVID-19 is a waste of money and resources. He says that smoking damages the respiratory system and COVID-19 caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus is a disease that has similar effects on humans. Accordingly, people who smoke cigarettes are highly susceptible to be infected with COVID-19, he said, adding that they are at a higher risk of falling victim to the infection. Further, smoking and consuming alcohol weakens one's immunity, he said. Inoculating such persons will negatively impact achieving the goal of curbing the novel coronavirus outbreak in the country. Dr. Rajapaksa stressed that it is very effective to administer the vaccine to those who do not consume alcohol or smoke cigarettes. He went on to say that one must avoid smoking or consuming alcohol for at least 6 months once receiving the vaccine against COVID-19. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force for Economic Revival and Poverty Elimination, Basil Rajapaksa, says Sri Lanka will be made the first country in South Asia without COVID-19 by vaccinating all citizens according to the recommendations of the World Health Organization. He mentioned this while attending a function yesterday to hand over a PCR machine and 5,000 test kits by the Colombo Port City Company. Mr. Basil Rajapaksa appreciated the timely donation. The PCR machine and test kits were handed over to the State Ministry of Primary Health Services, Pandemics and COVID Control. State Minister Dr. Sudashini Fernandopoulos said that the PCR machine will be installed in the Gampaha district, which will enable an increase in the daily PCR tests in the district. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank introduces the Parinatha Vishrama loan scheme to honour and empower pensioners.
The Secretary to the State Ministry of National Heritage, Performing Arts and Folk Artists Promotions, S.T. Kodikara, says that a committee of 16 experts has been appointed by the Cabinet to identify national heritage and to present a suitable methodology to identify them. The committee has submitted its main proposals relating to national heritage. Mr. Kodikara said that they expect to get the public views about criteria identified under them. The criteria can be obtained from all divisional and district secretariats and can be downloaded from www.lotuspond.lk and www.towerhall.lk websites. The Secretary to the Ministry, S.T. Kodikara, has requested the public to send their views before the 22nd of this month by post, email or fax to the State Ministry. The Buddhist advisory informs the President that if he tries to answer everyone's questions, he may not have sufficient time to perform his duties. The Mahasangha advised the President it is more important to rule the country with his knowledge and experience. The 8th Buddhist advisory meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. That's local news.
People's Bank introduces the Parinatha Vishrama loan scheme to honour and empower pensioners.
අපේම දරුවෝ වගේ අපට සැලකිල්ල.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Deputy High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Vinod K. Jacob, said that the Indian government sees long-term growth in the relationship with Sri Lanka. The Deputy High Commissioner noted the relationship was becoming more equal over time. Jacob reaffirmed India's commitment to its long-term obligations. The Indo-Lankan trade gap has narrowed over the course of 2020. In 2020, imports from India amounted to $3 billion, while exports amounted to $644.2 million. This represents a trade gap of $2.4 billion, which is a 27% decline over the trade gap of $3.3 billion in 2019. Jacob was speaking at the International Chamber of Commerce Awards for the Most Admired Companies held recently at the BMICH. The Indian government aims to make India self-reliant on many products during the future, and came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, people in the area say that there is no Satosa outlet in the Ginigathena town. They say that although requests were made over the years to open a Satosa outlet in the Ginigathena town, it has not been opened so far. They said that they had to travel about 25 kilometers to Navalapitia or Kitulgala to purchase goods sold by Satosa. They request the authorities to pay immediate attention on this matter, and it came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Trump impeachment, insurrection incitement charge a monstrous lie. Italy's Mario Draghi to be sworn in as Prime Minister. 15 arrested in South Africa over Nelson Mandela funeral fraud. Donald Trump's insurrection incitement charge is a monstrous lie, defense lawyers said, as they presented evidence in the U.S. Senate. Lawyer Michael Van der Ween called impeachment proceedings against the former president a politically motivated witch hunt by the Democrats. Mr. Trump is accused of causing riots in the Capitol on the 6th of January, which left 5 people dead. He denies the charge. Most Republicans have indicated that they will not vote to convict Mr. Trump. The defense team took less than 4 of its 16 hours trying to move the impeachment trial to a speedy end. After this, senators were given 4 hours to ask questions of the two sides. Mario Draghi has been formally accepted the role of Italy's next Prime Minister and will be sworn in on Saturday. Mr. Draghi, the ex-head of the European Central Bank, has named his cabinet after meeting the Italian president. He has secured the support of almost all the main political parties following the collapse of the previous administration last month. It was thrown into chaos amidst a row over how to spend the EU coronavirus recovery funds. Italy is still grappling with the pandemic and is also facing its worst economic crisis in decades. The country has recorded more than 93,000 deaths, the 6th highest death toll in the world. 15 people in South Africa are facing fraud charges relating to the funeral of the former President Nelson Mandela in 2013. They include prominent members of the ruling African National Congress in the Eastern Cape province. They have not commented on the allegations. Prosecutors accused him of corruption and money laundering amounting to nearly $700,000. Mandela was the country's first black leader after apartheid ended in 1994. The allegations first emerged in 2014, months after Mandela's funeral in Kunu, Eastern Cape, in December 2013, which was attended by heads of state from around the world. Back to the headlines of the world news. Trump impeachment, insurrection incitement charge, a monstrous lie. Italy's Mario Draghi to be sworn in as Prime Minister. 15 arrested in South Africa over Nelson Mandela funeral fraud. That concludes this bulletin of World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
On to development news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa opened the State Trust Centre Rajavasala shopping complex established at the Economic Centre at Narayanpeta yesterday. The showroom of the Sri Lanka State Trading Corporation was expanded and the Rajavasala shopping complex was constructed. It comprises 78 state and private shops. The objective of this project is to give the consumer an opportunity to purchase under one roof quality products of both state entrepreneurs and local manufacturers, according to the Saubhagaya Dakma manifesto. The president, who declared open the shopping complex by unveiling the commemorative plaque, also visited the sales outlets and exchanged views with manufacturers and consumers. That's development news, and moving on to sports. Sri Lanka Cricket yesterday launched a 2-kilometre run fitness test for the national players to ascertain their fitness levels. Accordingly, 32 of the players out of a 36-member provincial squad training for the tour of the West Indies, which is under discussion, participated in the test. It was conducted at the Sukatadasa Stadium. The Sri Lanka Cricket said that 28 players passed the test while 4 players failed. According to the new test, players were given a target of running the 2-kilometre distance within a time frame of 8 minutes and 35 seconds. If a player fails, he can do another test within 40 days, and Sri Lanka Cricket hopes to achieve the minimum fitness standards before the T20 World Cup, which will be played later this year. That's sports news. We look at business news next.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Coca-Cola is to test a paper bottle as part of a longer-term bid to eliminate plastic from its packaging entirely. The prototype is made by a Danish company from an extra-strong paper shell that will still contain a thin plastic liner. But the goal is to create a 100% recyclable, plastic-free bottle capable of preventing gas escaping from carbonated drinks. Coca-Cola was ranked the world's #1 plastic polluter. Came to you in business news, economic news up next.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Delivering an outstanding performance, the Singer Group announced a post-tax profit of 869.38 million rupees for the third quarter for the financial year 2020. On a cumulative basis, Singer reported a substantial increase in consolidated profit after tax for the 9-month period ending December 2020 at 1.76 billion rupees compared to 366.43 million rupees in the financial year 2019. At company level, Singer Sri Lanka PLC recorded a cumulative profit of 1.17 billion rupees compared to 102.97 million rupees the previous year. That's economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
In the weather report to conclude, except for a few showers in the eastern, Uva and central provinces, mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. Misty conditions can be expected in the central, Sabaragamu and western provinces and in the Gaul and Matara districts during the morning. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The 10th discussion with the village program will be held at Mimure in the Kandy district today. $50 million has been set aside to import COVID-19 vaccines. The National Authority on Tobacco and Alcohol says that vaccinating those who consume alcohol and smoke cigarettes against COVID-19 is a waste of money and resources. Sri Lanka's confirmed COVID-19 infections count crosses the 74,000 mark. The Indian government sees long-term growth in the relationship with Sri Lanka. 15 arrested in South Africa over Nelson Mandela funeral fraud. And 28 players passed the Sri Lanka cricket fitness test and 4 failed. That concludes this morning's news broadcast, and now it's back to your good friend and mine, Victor Raj, to keep you entertained this Saturday morning. Good morning, Victor, and it's all yours.